Dear viewers, Namaskar. Welcome to this edition of the News Bulletin. In the headlines today, employees of Hot Strip Mill 2 of SAIL RSP awarded under Utkars scheme. Pre-retirement employee empowerment workshop Roshni held at SAIL RSP. Employees of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant volunteered to clean Baikuntha Ghat area as a part of Swachata Swabhiman initiative.
Employees of Steel Melting Shop 2 and associated departments of SAIL RSP awarded under Utkars scheme. Passing out parade organized for the firefighters cum engine driver trainees at SAIL RSP. 86 contract workers trained in different industrial safety aspects at Diksha Ispat Suraksha Kaushal Kendra of SAIL RSP.
Financial Yearbook of Rourkela Steel Plant released. Enterprising efforts of the Power Distribution Collective of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant leads to huge cost saving. Karamveer Award presented at Material Management Department.
New laser marking machine inaugurated at New Plate Mill Department of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. Teachers' Day celebrations by Rourkela Steel Plant. Teachers make incredible contributions in shaping our destinies, says Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, DIC Rourkela Steel Plant in the Teachers' Day celebrations. Nurses Training Institute of SAIL RSP wins Champion Trophy at the SNAI 30th Biennial Conference 2023.
Special Plate Plant of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant strengthens Indian Navy with its special steel. ISO 37001-2016 Anti-Bribery Management System implementation gains momentum at SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. Awareness program held at Rourkela Steel Plant to mark National Eye Donation Fortnight.
Central Induction Program of Management Trainings Technical Fire Engineering commenced at SAIL RSP. SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant to develop lending zone for multipurpose items for rural peripheral women beneficiaries. Veteran teachers of Rourkela felicitated by Rourkela Steel Plant on Teachers' Day.
International Day of Clean Air for Blue Skies observed jointly by SAIL RSP and State Pollution Control Board. Impressive Guru Divas celebrations organized by Deepika Mahila Sanghati. And Rourkela Steel Plant Open School Football Tournament 2023 concludes.
And now the news in detail. A team comprising 4 executives and 6 employees of Hot Strip Mill 2 of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant RSP were presented with awards under the Utkars recognition scheme. Mr. R.K. Muduli, CGM HSM2, presented the awards to the employees in a function organized recently at the conference hall of the department in the presence of senior officers of the department. Mr. Muduli congratulated the employees and expressed his admiration for the team's innovative efforts. He encouraged them to continue their contributions to the company's growth and profitability. The group led by Mr. Jyotirmay Jaina, Senior Manager, Hot Strip Mill 2, was awarded for its project replacement of higher size junction box with higher size terminal block for cooling fans of roughing mill top and bottom motors. The program was coordinated by Mr. Manoj Kumar Patro, Assistant Manager Personnel. 21 employees, including general managers and executives, superannuating in the month of September 2023, were given input about the different facets of overall health and financial security in a pre-retirement employee empowerment workshop Roshni held at HRD Center of SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant on 7 September 2023. Mr. Birendra Kullu, CGM Personnel, presided over the inaugural session. Mr. G.R. Dash, GM Personnel, ER, C, T, M and GA was also present on the occasion. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Kullu thanked all the employees for their long-standing contributions to the company and urged them to make the best use of the session for having a healthy post-retirement life. At the outset, Mr. G.R. Dash welcomed the gathering. The sessions covered topics such as final settlement dues and financial security planning, procedure for smooth final settlement, quarter vacation and retention, mindset for smooth transition to a new phase of life after retirement, ensuring good health, well-being of body and mind and safe uses of IT, and to facilitate smooth and stress-free transition from active employed life to post-retirement life. The sessions were taken by executives from different departments, namely Mr. G.R. Dash, Dr. Shivaljar, Assistant CMO Medical, Mr. V.P. Arya, AGM CNIT, Mr. Babula Nahak, Senior Manager CP2, Mr. Prakash Chandra Sahu, Senior Manager F&A, and Mr. H.K. Sahu, Assistant Manager TS. Mr. Khageshwar Panda, Labour Inspector, proposed a formal vote of thanks and coordinated the event along with Personal Welfare Team. The Public Health Unit of Town Engineering Department of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant has been spearheading the Swachata Campaign in the Steel Township. Mr. P.K. Swai, CGM, TA and CSR presided over an awareness program organized at Vaikunta Ghat area, Sector 20 on 3rd September 2023. A group of RSP employees comprising Mr. Sushil Sethi, Senior Technician of New Plate Mill, and Mr. Arun Kumar Parida, both Senior Technician of HSM2, Mr. Rath Haripal, Senior Technician from Civil Engineering Services Department, along with local residents led by Mr. Niranjan Dhal, Senior Technician PR, volunteered to clean Vaikunta Ghat area under the Swachata Swabhiman scheme of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. The group swept to clean the ghat and nearby areas. They removed the garbage deposited in the nearby river bed. Trees were pruned and shrubs and woody plants were chopped off to make the area clean and mosquito-free. It is worth mentioning here that the Swachata Swabhiman scheme primarily aims at inculcating the habit of sanitation and neatness amongst the habitants of the township. As an incentive, the scheme has a provision of quarterly competition to be held amongst the two categories, that is, Swachata groups and individual participants.
12 teams comprising 88 executives and employees of Steel Melting Shop 2 and associated departments like Civil Engineering Services and Design Department of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant RSP were presented with awards under the Utkars recognition scheme. Mr. T.P. Sivasankar, CGM SMS2, presented the awards to the employees in a function organized on 30th August at the conference hall of the department in the presence of other senior officers of the department and unit personnel officer. Mr. Sivasankar congratulated the employees and commended the team's innovative efforts. He encouraged them to continue their contributions to the company's growth and profitability. The projects for which the teams were awarded were simplification of process by relocation acid alkali storage tank of new DM plant of SMS2 water system area, conservation of energy in cooling water circuits in pH 18 by eliminating hot well pump circuits, installation of additional plate heat exchanger for LHF2A and 2B soft water circuit at CWPH, modification of hydraulic pipeline and relocation of PP of WSCY, fabrication and installation of aluminium addition chute, fabrication and installation of Lance hose stand converter C, installation of SS flexible hose in mixer gas line, installation of buffers in dummy car of converter C, modification of converter 3 quencher pump, soft starter retrofitting and replacing finger with bus bar joints in 4 numbers of Lance cooling pumps of converter 1 and 2, modification of pull CRD and belt away limit switch circuit in stationary conveyor to revive the PLC signals and maximize the belt availability, and improving the availability of semi-portal crane in BOF charging bay by minimizing failure of current collector. The program was coordinated by Mr. Prashant Kumar Naik, Manager SMS2. A passing out parade was organized for the firefighters cum engine driver trainees who have successfully completed 6 months intensive training at Fire Services Training Center on 31st August. Mr. Birendra Kulu, CGM P&A, unfurled the fire services flag and took the salute of the march past of the trainees. Present on the occasion were Mr. J.B. Patnaik, GM in charge Fire Services, Mr. Sanjay Kumar Mehrotra, GM Personal Works, other senior officers of Fire Services Department. In his address, Mr. Kulu commended the trainees for successful completion of their training. He reiterated the rules and responsibilities and urged them to be vigilant and committed to their vocation. The chief guest also handed over the awards for best attendance, discipline and best passing out trainee. During the function, the trainees presented a fire drill. A firefighting pledge was also administered on the occasion. At the outset, Mr. M.I. Sonkusare, AGM Fire Services, welcomed the gathering while Mr. Prakash Thakre, DGM Fire Services, proposed a formal vote of thanks. Notably, 36 firefighters cum engine drivers underwent the 6-month rigorous fire training followed by examination and viva. During the training, theoretical and hands-on training were provided on different aspects of firefighting techniques, vital plant layouts, topographical knowledge and fire drill methods. 86 contract workers from blast furnaces, traffic and raw materials, new plate mill, hot strip mill 1 and 2, coke ovens, coal chemicals, repair and construction maintenance, sintering plants, raw material handling plant and steel melting shop 2 were trained in different aspects of industrial safety at Diksha Ispat Suraksha Kaushal Kendra of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant on 29th, 30th and 31st August. On 29th August, 30 contract workers attended the program based on gas safety, while on 30th August, 25 persons attended the training on welding safety and 31 persons took part in the training program on safe conveyor belt operation on 31st August. Mr. Sanjay Mehrotra, GM Personal, CIS, TMM, Projects and CLC, Ms. Raji Sumita Eka, AGM Personal, Town Medical and Town CLC, and Mr. R.K. Tiwari, faculty were present in the valedictory functions on different days. They interacted with the participants, received feedback and also handed over the certificates to the contract workers for successfully completing the training programs. Theoretical as well as practical inputs were provided to the participants. Mr. S.N. Oja, Regional Director, DTNBWE, under Ministry of Labour and Employment, was the main resource person of the programs. The other faculty members were Mr. P.N. Mahato for gas safety, Mr. R.C. Biswal for welding safety and Mr. R.K. Tiwari for safe conveyor belt operation. The programs were coordinated by Mr. Vigyan Patra, Assistant Manager Personnel CLC, Mr. Manoj Kumar Pradhan and Mr. Surat Kumar Lenka, both Labour Inspectors of Personnel CLC, as well as Mr. Dhruvesh Kumar Behera and Mr. Sweta Kumar Behera, both Labour Inspectors of Personnel Projects.
The financial yearbook of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant was released by Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, Director in Charge RSP and Bokaro Steel Plant, in a function organized at Rourkela Club on 3rd September 2023. Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, Mr. P.K. Satpathy, ED P&A, Mr. P.K. Sau, ED Projects, Mr. S. Tripathi, ED MM and Dr. B.K. Hota, ED MNHS, Mr. A.K. Behuria, ED F&A and Mr. S.K. Naik, CGM F&A were also present on the occasion. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Bhaumik enumerated the important role played by the finance collective, particularly while navigating through the challenging times characterized by escalating input cost, uncertain demands and cyclic steel market. He also emphasized that the financial yearbook will prove to be a valuable treasure of facts, information and analysis of the organization's cost and financial trend, assisting in formulating future strategies. At the outset, Mr. A.K. Behuria welcomed the gathering and touched upon the jobs of the finance professionals in achieving the company goals and production milestones. He also stressed that the finance department will continue to discharge its responsibilities as solution provider and enabler to achieve the overall goal of the organization. He also described about the content of the financial yearbook to 22-23, comprising information on cost, techno-economic parameters, sensitivity analysis, manpower and much more data on production and saleable products. All the executives working in different streams of finance at RSP like internal audit, projects, vigilance and township etc. attended the program. Mr. B.K. Singh, GM F&A, C&B presented a vote of thanks, while Mr. Akash Kedia, Deputy Manager F&A, anchored the event. A team of enterprising employees of testing section of power distribution of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant have successfully developed a 3-phase multifunction test kit which is used for testing stability of current differential protection scheme of transformers and cables. This testing kit has not only enhanced the equipment availability but has also brought about substantial savings for the company. Notably, differential and restricted earth fault protections are unit protections mainly used in transformers having capacity larger than 5 MVA. Differential protection is also used to protect underground cables, transmission lines used in 33 kV and above voltage level. Any instability in these protection schemes can lead to unintended power failures in case of faults outside the protection zone. Periodically, the scheme has to be tested to ensure stable operation. In gas insulated substations, to test stability of differential protection and restricted earth fault protection of any transformer or cable, shutdown is required on a bus section along with the feeder on which the test is to be carried out and any other feeder in the same bus section. With the use of this test kit, no shutdown is required on bus section or any other feeder. Since it can feed required amount of current from the downstream low voltage side, remote side, this test kit is also able to reduce the required source current to maximum 15 amperes when used in conjunction with a 3-phase variac, even for transformers having very low percentage impedance. This testing kit was made ready by salvaging different components from a defective welding machine and other defective unused equipments. All safety and monitoring features available in a modern test kit were provided in this test set. The testing kit was rigorously tested and after verification of all safety features, it was accepted for regular site use. Furthermore, the enterprising employees of testing section of power distribution have revived a contact resistance meter which was dysfunctional for last 12 years and repaired 2 defective relays. This has led to a cost saving to the tune of Rs 30 lakhs. in a small function organized at the High Voltage Test Lab of Power Distribution Department on 30th August 2023, Mr. D.K. Bhanjo, CGM Power Distribution witnessed demonstration of the three-phase multifunction test set and repaired CRM kit and praised the team for their commendable endeavor. He felicitated the team and encouraged the employees to put in more such efforts in future. Mr. S. South, GMPD, Mr. R. Kumar, GMPD, Mr. B. Murmu, GMPD and other senior officers and employees were present on the occasion. Ms. Soma Gop, Senior Executive Assistant Material Management, was awarded for her commendable performance under the Karamveer Award scheme of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant at a function organized recently at Material Management Department. Mr. Somnath Tripathi, EDMM, presided over the function and handed over the award for the month of February 2023. Present on the occasion, Mr. Karnal Singh Virdi, GM in charge MM and other officers and employees of the department. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Tripathi appreciated the hard work put by Ms. Go for carrying out an outstanding job of handling file and record keeping, preparation of file status and creation of purchase orders after the proposal is approved by competent authority. He urged all to contribute meaningfully by giving a special touch to ordinary jobs to improve overall performance of the department. The program was coordinated by Ms. Subhra Rajeshwari, Assistant Manager Personnel R&G.
SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant RSP has unveiled a cutting-edge laser marking machine in its finishing line, revolutionizing the steel industry's plate marking process. The laser marking machine was inaugurated by Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, Director in Charge DIC RSP and Bokaro Steel Plant on 5th September 2023. Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, Mr. P.K. Sahu, ED Projects and Mr. Alok Verma, ED Mines and several CGM's senior officers as well as a large number of employees were present on the occasion. Traditionally, the installation of laser systems in open industrial areas was challenging due to extreme environmental factors such as scorching heat, scale accumulation and dust. To overcome these obstacles, the project's architects have implemented ingenious design solutions, including the use of compressed air to shield the machine from these harsh conditions. The laser-based marking machine installed by Messrs. Bhavmark Systems Private Limited of Dadar and Nagar Haveli is the first of its kind in India to be employed in plate marking. Notably, the NPM Collective installed the new facility with the support of ED Projects and his dedicated team of Project MM. The project was initiated on 12 January 2022 at an estimated cost of Rs 2.8 crores and was executed under the supervision of Mr. Kartikeya Behera, CGM, NPM and SPP. With this development, Rourkela Steel Plant has set a new benchmark plate marking, product quality, innovation and customer delight. With the implementation of this advanced machine, the RSP's finishing line now operates at an accelerated pace, optimizing productivity and efficiency. Teachers make incredible contributions in shaping our destinies, said Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, Director in Charge, Rourkela Steel Plant, RSP and Bokaro Steel Plant, while addressing at the Grand Teachers' Day program organized by the Town Services Education Unit of RSP at Civic Center on 5th September. The celebration was organized to pay tribute to Bharat Ratna Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, the second President of India and legendary teacher, statesman and visionary on his birth anniversary. Mr. Bhaumik was the chief guest while Ms. Basanti Mahanti, ex-principal IEMS Sector 20 was the guest speaker. Present on the occasion were Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, Mr. P.K. Satpathy, ED PNA, Mr. P.K. Sahu, ED Projects, Mr. Somnath Tripathi, EDMM, Dr. B.K. Hota, EDMNHS, Mr. Alok Verma, ED Mines, Mr. P.K. Swine, CGM, TA and CSR, Mr. K. Nayak, Principal IVM, Ms. Sushrita Das, Principal IEMS Sector 20 and many other senior officers of RSP and a large number of teachers and students of Rourkela. The chief guest, along with other guests, inaugurated the celebrations by lighting the ceremonial lamp and paying floral tributes at the portrait of Bharat Ratna Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. In his address, Mr. Bhaumik stressed on the teachers adopting and adapting to new technologies so as to improve the process of education and keep pace with the youngsters who have got access to various modern gadgets and advanced systems. Teachers have to inculcate fresh ideas in the young minds and bring out the best from them, he added. Mrs. Mahanti, in her address, elaborated about the changing teacher-pupil relationship over the years. She also elaborated how the teachers world over changed their mode of teaching during the COVID pandemic so as to bridge the physical gap with the students. Briefly touching upon the massive changes in the student-teacher relationship, the former principal gave life skill tips to teachers and parents for coping with present-day challenges. The DIC felicitated Mrs. Basanti Mahanti and 11 former teachers from various schools of Rourkela for their contributions in grooming the future citizens of the country. Mr. Bhaumik also presented 27 Best Academic Performance Award to the top-ranking students of Rourkela. He also felicitated 10 teachers of RSP schools who have won the Educational Quiz 2023. The program commenced with a welcome song Guru Vandana by the students of Ispat English Medium School Sector 20 that set the tone of the program. Master Mohit Panda, a class 10 student of IEMS Sector 20, welcomed the gathering while Master Chinmay Samal of Ispat Vidya Mandir introduced the guests. Ms. Ananya Jaina of Ispat Vidya Mandir proposed a vote of thanks. Ms. Aishi Chaudhary from IEMS Sector 20 anchored the event. The program concluded with a colourful cultural program by the students of Ispat English Medium School and Ispat Vidya Mandir. Students of Nursing Training Institute NTI under Ispat General Hospital IGH of SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant have brought laurels to the institution by winning Champions Trophy for Best SNA Unit at the 30th Biennial Conference 2023 of State Student Nurses Association of India SNAI held at Some Nursing College, Bhubaneswar on 2nd and 3rd September 2023. NTI RSP received first prizes in 6 events, namely Javelin Throw Girls, Poster Making Competition on First Aid and Basic Nursing Procedure, Pediatric Nursing, Obstetrical Nursing and SNA activities in India and Group Folk Dance. In pencil sketching, the students received second prize, while in Rangoli and spot painting competition, the students bagged third prize. With all these, NTI RSP became the highest number of award-winning unit to become the champion of the year. Dr. B.K. Hota, ED MNHS, has congratulated the winners for their commendable performance and urged all to keep up the spirit and name of the institution in days to come. The students who have won the first prize in various events will be attending the National Conference at Hyderabad, Telangana, to be held on 26th and 27th November 2023.
The Special Plate Plant SPP of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant continues to be at the forefront in fortifying India's naval capabilities through continuous supply of cutting-edge steel for various applications. All the 7 frigates recently constructed by Indian Navy as part of the Project 17 Alpha Frigates P-17A, namely Nilgiri, Himgiri, Taragiri, Udaygiri, Dunagiri, Vindhyagiri and Mahendragiri have in them the steel rolled by SPP of RSP. It is worth mentioning here that the 6th frigate Vindhyagiri was launched by Srimati Draupadi Murmu, Honorable President of India, on 17th August 2023, while the 7th frigate Mahendragiri was launched in the presence of Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar, Honorable Vice President of India, on 1st September 2023. This series of stealth-guided missile frigates have modern stealth features, advanced weapons and sensors and platform management systems. It is worth mentioning here that RSP had received orders for supply of DMR 249A grade steel from Messrs MDL Mumbai for 4 frigates and Messrs GRSE Kolkata for 3 frigates with its unwavering commitment to quality and delivery. It had successfully supplied 1,440 tons to Messrs MDL Mumbai and 1,218 tons to Messrs GRSE Kolkata for the P17A project between 2017 to 2021. Notably, Special Plate Plant commissioned in 1969 has a robust legacy of rolling plates for Indian Defence and Navy. In 2017, recognizing the need for high-strength, quenched and tempered defence-grade special steel plates of wider, longer and heavier sections, the capacity of SPP was expanded with introduction of an additional heat treatment line. The new facilities included an austenitizing furnace, quenching facility and tempering furnace. Under the guidance of the Defence Metallurgical Research Laboratory DMRL, Hyderabad Special Plate Plant has successfully developed naval grade plates including DMR 249A, DMR 249B and DMR 301 grade plates which meet the stringent requirements of defense applications. SPP is also in the mission of developing more import substitute plates as part of the Make in India mission so as to make the country self-sufficient in construction of indigenous defense applications integral to the safeguarding India's safety and security. The process of implementation of ISO 37001-2016 Anti-Bribery Management System has gained momentum at SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant with the conduct of a series of internal audits on ABMS in 26 identified departments. The internal resource persons trained by the Bureau of Indian Standard BIS are conducting the audits as per the ISO 37001-2016 norms. Risk assessment surveys of the units have been conducted and specific mitigation measures have been provided. Besides, the IRPs are also conducting awareness programs on ABMS in different departments of the plant to sensitize all the stakeholders comprising employees, executives, outsources, employees as well as service providers about the new system. The Vigilance Department of RSP is spearheading the campaign. To ensure maximum visibility and awareness, ABMS policy statement posters have been prominently displayed in all departments of RSP. Large hoardings have been strategically placed across the plant premises and the steel township to ensure that all stakeholders are well informed about ABMS. Notably, ISO 37001-2016 is an internationally recognized standard for anti-bribery management systems. It provides guidelines and requirements for organizations to implement effective measures and control to prevent bribery, detect potential risks, and maintain compliance with anti-bribery laws and regulations. It is worth mentioning here that SAIL is the first Maharatna company to implement the ABMS system. An awareness session of I Care for Now, Donate for Tomorrow was organized in Occupational Health Service Center of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant on 2nd September 2023 to mark the National Eye Donation Fortnight. Dr. Surendra Kumar, Deputy CMO, OHSC, presided over the function. Dr. Puspa Kumari, Additional CMO, MNHS, was the guest speaker. In all, 38 employees, including executives from across the plant, took part in the program. During the session, Dr. Pushpa Kumari outlined the objective of the program and highlighted the importance of eye donation awareness fortnight. She explained different ways of safeguarding and preserving cornea. She also spoke about prevention and care of conjunctivitis. This was followed by interaction sessions where the participants participated enthusiastically. At the outset, Dr. Kumar welcomed the gathering and coordinated the function along with the help of OHSC team. Earlier, an awareness rally regarding eye donation was conducted on 31st August from IGH, where placards were displayed, pledge forms and pamphlets were distributed on the way to sensitize the public towards eye donation. A professional talk was organized on eye donation at IGH New Conference Hall. Notably, Ispat Drishtidan, the eye bank under the corneal retrieval program, was inaugurated at Ispat General Hospital of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant on 28 September 2015. Till date, 1,971 cornea have been collected and 1,442 transplantations have been carried out. Anyone desiring to donate his or her eyes after that may fill a form and submit at Ispat Drishtidan during any workday.
Unayan, the Elevation to Progress, a central induction program of the 6 management trainees technical fire engineering, commenced at SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant on 7 September. Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, presided over the inaugural function. Mr. P.K. Satpathy, ED PND, Mr. Somnath Tripathi, ED Dr. B.K. Hota, ED MNHS, were also present on the dais. Present on the occasion were several chief general managers, heads of department and other senior officers of the plant. Addressing the gathering, Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi welcomed the newly inducted management trainees fire engineering and applauded them for choosing SAIL to start their professional career. He underlined the importance of fire service in ensuring safety and security of the vast infrastructure maintained by SAIL, right from plant, township, hospitals and offices. While equipped the newly joined MTTs with the information regarding the challenges faced by the steel industry, technological advancements, economic considerations, production and volumes, Mr. Suryavanshi urged them to develop a deeper understanding of the industry dynamics and adopt a sense of resilience and adaptability. Citing the example of Neerja Bhanot, the icon of courage and commitment to remain faithful to the vocation, Mr. P.K. Satpathy encouraged the newly inducted entities to be brave and save themselves as well as others from fire hazards. Elaborating about the clean, green and vibrant city of Rourkela, he urged the new entrants to take the benefits of the abundant avenues available for sports, cultural and other intellectual activities. Mr. Tripathi highlighted the tremendous potential available in RSP to grow. He stressed upon the need of being innovative, cost-effective, efficient in process management and equipment procurement. Eloquing about the conducive and healthy environment as well as pay package, perks and facilities offered by RSP to its employees, Dr. B.K. Hota shed light on the importance of fire brigade in saving life and property. He urged all to keep learning for growth and progress. At the outset, Ms. Rajshri Banerjee, CGM HRD, in her address, welcomed the new entrants to the fold of RSP and presented the major facets of the 52-week training program. The 6 MTTs introduced themselves and spoke out about their diverse backgrounds and aspirations. Earlier, the program commenced with the dignitaries lighting the ceremonial lamp and playing of the national anthem. Ms. Annapurna Behra, Senior Manager HRD, coordinated the program and proposed a vote of thanks. Reiterating its commitment for empowering the rural women and make them agents of change, SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant, under its CSR initiatives, is developing a vending zone at the heart of the steel city exclusively for the enterprising women from periphery villages. The vending zone being developed at Sector 4C block, besides the ring road, will have space for 59 shops including shaded and non-shaded structures. Built at an expenditure of about rupees 51 lakhs, the vending zone shall be exclusively allotted to rural women vendors of the peripheral area, free of rent, where they can showcase and sell their products to public through their SHG initiatives. Different SHGs shall be permitted to sell their produce like raw and processed cereals and millets, indigenous pickles, dried vegetables, berries, bakery products, dry and processed fruit items, mushroom, handcrafted households and agriculture implements and tools, wood crafts, stitched clothes, bamboo crafts item, etc. The vending zone area will also have facility for conducting cultural events, awareness programs and other amenities. The main objective of setting up of the vending zone is to give these women a platform to showcase and popularize their talents and entrepreneurial skills. An interaction program was conducted by the CSR department at the Institute of Periphery Development on 4th September 2023. Mr. P.K. Swain, CGM T and CSR chaired the session that was attended by around 80 women from 20 SHGs. Most of these women have been a part of RSP CSR's initiatives as beneficiaries or nodal project implementing agents at the field level. During the interaction, Mr. Swain highlighted the purpose of creating of the exclusive vending zone of women and guided them in availing the advantage of this venture that will popularize their products immensely and enhance their income generation. At the outset, Ms. Moon Mitra, GMCSR briefed about the scheme and also highlighted the continuous efforts being made by RSP for women empowerment through CSR. During the interaction program, the women's SHG members showed great interest in the upcoming vending zone and also thanked RSP management for providing them a facility to showcase and market their products to the residents of the Steel City as well as visitors. Mr. T.B. Topo, AGM-CSR, proposed a formal vote of thanks. As a mark of respect for the veteran teachers who have shaped the lives of thousands of students of Rourkela during its nascent days, SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant, organized a special felicitation ceremony during its Teachers' Day celebration at Civic Center on 5th September. 11 teachers who had joined RSP, run schools and other old schools of Rourkela between 1958 to 63 were felicitated by Mr. Atanu Bhomik, Director in Charge RSP and BSL on this occasion. The eminent teachers included Mr. S. N. Lenka, Headmaster, Ispat Lower Secondary School, Sector 2, Mr. G. Pradhan, Ispat High School, Sector 7, Mr. G. C. Malik, Ispat Vidyalaya, Sector 18, Mr. P. Biswal, Ispat High School, Sector 14, Mr. B. R. Bhanjar, Ispat High School, Sector 3, Mr. R. N. Sahu, Ispat Lower Secondary School, Sector 2, Mr. A. N. Mishra, Ispat High School, Sector 7, Ms. G. Tega, Ispat Lower Secondary School, Sector 6, Mr. Nishikar Nayak, Ispat High School, Sector 7, Ms. Nivedita Sahu, Carmel School and Mrs. Lucia Lekra, St. Paul School. These dedicated teachers who sowed the seeds of education, knowledge, discipline and values have yielded rich dividends in the shape of many worthy citizens including engineers, doctors, scientists, educationalists, corporate and national leaders shining both in the national and international firmament.
International Day of Clean Air for Blue Skies was organized at CPTI Auditorium by SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant in collaboration with State Pollution Control Board, Government of Odisha on 7 September 2023. Dr. Subhankar Mahapatra, Additional District Magistrate and Commissioner, Rourkela Municipal Corporation, was the chief guest of the program, while Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, RSP, was the guest of honor. The other dignitaries present on the dais were Mr. Anup Malik, Regional Director, SPCB, Professor H.B. Sahu, Professor, Department of Mining Engineering, NIT Rourkela, Mr. Bibhu Prasad Sahu, Deputy Director, Factory and Boiler Department, Rourkela, Government of Odisha. The program was attended by delegates from various industries, mining sectors and government institutions. Addressing the gathering, ADM Rourkela stressed upon the banning of single-use plastic and explained the adverse impact it has on the environment, putting a hurdle in releasing clean air for blue skies. ED Works in his speech highlighted various energy efficient and green technologies adopted by RSP and said that pollution control is a collective responsibility where every individual is accountable. During the function, winners of the painting competition were awarded. In the technical sessions, the topic on air pollution basic mitigation was taken by Professor H.P. Sahu, while Mr. Bibhu Prasad Sahu spoke on lifestyle changes for maintaining ecological balance. An impressive Teachers' Day function was organized at Beginners Academy, Sector 5 on 5th September by the Deepika Mahila Sangati, a leading philanthropic organization of Rourkela, to felicitate the teachers of Deepika Ispat Shiksha, Sadan and Beginners Academy, the schools run by the Sangati. Mrs. Seema Bhaumik, President, Deepika Mahila Sangati was the chief guest on the occasion. Mrs. Hiranmay Satpathy, Mrs. Samapika Sahu, Mrs. Jayashri Hota, all vice presidents of DMS were the guests of honor. Present on the occasion were Ms. Munmun Mitra, GMCSR, Mr. TB Topo, AGMCSR, Mr. Sisir Kumar Samal, Headmaster DISS, Ms. Meghna Chatterjee, Vice Principal, Beginners Academy, governing body members and other members of DMS, teachers, students and staff of the schools. Speaking on the occasion, Mrs. Bhaumik eulogized the role of the teachers in the grooming of the students. She also described them as powerful transformational agents of the society. The dignitaries felicitated the headmaster of Deepika Ispat Shiksha Sadan, vice principal of Beginners Academy and the teachers of both the school. Students of both the schools presented a colorful cultural program in honor of the teachers. Ms. Meghna Chatterjee welcomed the gathering and coordinated the function. The Rourkela Steel Plant Open School Football Tournament organized by the Sports Cell of Rourkela Steel Plant RSP to mark National Sports Day concluded on 7 September 2023. Mr. P.K. Satpathy, EDPNA, graced the concluding function as chief guest while Mr. P.K. Das, GM in charge, Town Services, was the guest of honor. The dignitaries presented trophies to the winning teams. Mr. Bibha Basu Malik, GMTS, Mr. J.P. Mishra, GM, PH and SW, and other senior officers and staff, representatives of schools and sports lovers were also present on the occasion. Congratulating the winner as well as all the participating teams for showcasing best sportsmanship and team spirit, Mr. Satpathy said, "The spirit of camaraderie and sportsmanship that we have witnessed throughout this tournament has been truly heartening." In the junior boys category, St. Paul's School Hamirpur became the winners by defeating Railways Mixed High School Bandamundar 2-0. In senior group of boys, team from Kalyani Rai Higher Secondary School emerged as champions after beating Municipal Higher Secondary School 2-0. Similarly, in the girls category, Kalyani Rai Higher Secondary School became the winners, defeating High School ST NSC Sector 6 by 2-1. Mr. J.P. Mishra welcomed the gathering while Mr. Raghunandan Padi, Assistant Manager Sports, proposed a formal vote of thanks. Mr. Anil Malik of Cold Rolling Mill anchored the program. At the end of the ceremony, the chief guest of the event lowered the sports flag and declared the tournament closed. It may be noted that in all 38 teams from different schools of the township participated in the event, of which 16 teams were in the boys senior category, 16 in boys junior category and 6 in girls category. And with this, we come to the end of this news edition. Namaskar.
Don't forget to like, subscribe and share the videos.